So my album's called Norwest Boy. It's like where I'm from. It's low income area. Uh, a lot of generations in my family. My great grandmother was there. My grandmother was there. My mother was there. I was there. So it's like really really good area. Very family. Very family. Everybody knew each other. Strangers weren't really welcome too much. So kind of my album, talks about my family and growing up there and like what we call you call projects, we call it council estates. So it's like growing up on a council estate, and it was a very close family. So the album was kind of dedicated to my family in a way. There's a picture of my great grandfather on the back of the record, and my two uncles and my auntie. So the album was kind of dedicated to my great grandfather, my uncles, his sons, and his daughter, and it was just like it's kind of homage to where I come from, my family, and also the people who've been listening to me for all these years. I don't like the word fans. It's like fanatical. I haven't got any fans. I've got like-minded people. The people who like my music, they're like-minded. So this is an album. This was the first album I've done for people who listen to my music, and that's about it, really. Do you know what? It's really luck. The vocalist with me now, Francesca, she was working in a clothing store in London, and people just walk into my life, and I've never really gone actively to search for a vocalist. So it's all luck, all absolutely just luck. Billie Holiday, I got off of Verve Records a Billie Holiday vocal, Strange Fruit. It was just her vocal, and I was in New Orleans in the night in the studio working with Billie Holiday's vocal, which was very spooky and very eerie and just incredible. It was like her voice, just hearing her voice by herself. It was just like something magic was there, and it was almost like she was still with us, and I did music to her vocal basically. I just had her vocal, and I think that was the most magical moment, really. One I think is my mother. My mother passed away, so I think she was a writer. She wrote poetry, so I think I got kind of some of that. And plus, I've been brought up by all women. A lot of the men, my dad was never around. My uncles were in and out of jail. So I was brought up by basically my grandmother, my auntie, and my cousin Misha. And I was surrounded by women 24/7. So I think it's down to being brought up by women. My dad, I was disciplined by women. I was loved by women. My dad wasn't there, So I think it's, if you're surrounded by women, you're brought up by women, I think you're going to think more like a woman. So I think it's down to that as well, A lot of women play it to their boyfriends. I know a lot of men who has found it through their girlfriends, But I don't know if it's more, But I don't know if it's more, but, just lyrically, I never had no male role models. My role models were women. So I think that's where my lyrics come from, That I'm dark or moody and stuff like that, which is kind of really not true. I'm just really normal guy, really most normal and clumsy, and I'm quite funny, quite a joker. With my tour, we're always laughing. I'm not this dark, heavy, character, brooding character. That's just the way it comes out, but it's not me. Probably from things what's happened to me when I was younger, things I've been through when I was younger. But you could go through things, but that don't make you the person you are now. So I've had some dark times in my life, But now, I've got over them. I'm happy. But so I think the darkness comes from my childhood, I don't think if I walked into a label with any of my albums now, I won't get signed, because I'm not a commercial vehicle. So I don't think I could even get a record deal now, because You know, A&R has changed now. And when I started A&R, if you signed artist, a good artist, you know, like PJ Harvey, you didn't have to have a hit record with PJ Harvey. You just, you know, you just got props for signing a great artist. Now, A&R, their jobs rely on having hit records. So if they bring out an album, they don't have a hit record, they lose their jobs. So I don't know if A&R would sign me because I haven't got hit singles for them, you know. So I think it'd be hard for me to get a record deal right now. Well, I'm a survivalist, so, you know, you need money to survive. So anything really what would have got me money, you know. And I've got a lot of friends who kind of went the wrong way in life, you know, because of where we grew up. There wasn't much there. So maybe I could have went that way, you know. Because you know, I couldn't have worked in a factory. I know I couldn't have done anything like that. So maybe I might have got into trouble if it weren't for music. I just directed a movie called Brown Punk, and it was so good being behind the camera and watching people do things, and mostly non-actors, and it just blew me away out. It just made me realise everybody is talented. There's not one person on this planet who isn't talented. And I was just done this film for 3 months and just watching these non-actors, and it was just blew my mind away. And you know, and it's just, I could sit back and watch people. So I really had a good time. So I'd like to direct another movie if this one goes all right, if it comes out, you know. It's just all improvised, and I got my grandmother in it. I got my friends, and I basically took 12 songs off of a record and wrote a story like around each record, like almost like a music video, but not a music video. So wrote the script around the one song, saying, all right, this song means something to me, like this means this to me. Then I did it to another song, and I took everything and put it into one story, and basically improvised it, you know, and put people into a situation. Got my grandmother in it with my uncle and say, look, this is the situation. And so it's basically, the script are the 12 songs, the lyrics from the 12 songs. And it goes from real life to lip sync, but not like singing and dancing in the rain. Like the songs are actually part of the lip sync. So it could be an argument, it could be a discussion, but it goes from, you know, it goes into lip sync. It's quite interesting. This year, but you can see it on, if you go to www.brownpunk.tv, and you can see a trailer. It's called, or just Google Brown Punk trailer, and you'll see it there. Be a nicer person sometimes. You know, I could be and be a bit less paranoid. Sometimes I think, you know, instead of giving someone a chance, if I meet someone, sometimes I don't give people an opportunity. If I look at you and I might think, I'm not really feeling you. And I've got quite good instincts, but then sometimes you're wrong. So to slow down, be a bit nicer maybe. And I think we could all be nicer people, you know. So I'd like to try and become a better father, better to my family. Just be a better person, really. That would be good. I was supposed to meet my friend in a place called, it was in Norwest, but shopping centre. And the day I was supposed to meet him, I happened to see my cousin from Manchester in a car. And he said, look, come to Manchester. And I went to Manchester for 6 weeks. I was about 16, 15. And then I come back to Bristol, and my cousin dropped me off where I was supposed to meet my friend. And it looked like he was waiting 6 weeks for me. And he was just like, you tricky, you know, swear word. So that was it. That was stuck to me.